I firmly believe that anyone can be a leader. But while I've spent my last 3 semesters cultivating my own definition, most people haven't. So I took to the streets and found out what other people had to say about what their definition of leadership was. I asked several open-ended questions about leadership and some follow-ups, and using their answers, I'd like to show my answer. My answer comes in 5 parts, and as you'll see, they kind of blend into each other. Part 1, responsibility. Not only is leadership a responsibility in itself, but it teaches you responsibility.
Taking on a role of responsibility.
Leadership means like responsibility and taking action and just making sure that you're the best for others to look up to.
Speak up for what they believe in.
Taking initiative.
Taking on a role that nobody else will take on.
A dependable person.
You have to be accountable.
Be the one that makes sure that everything is happening as it should.
Make sure that everybody has a fun time and does their part.
You have to know when to kind of task manage, pick up the slack.
It's reliable. Following through with what you say you're going to do in the time that you say that you're going to do it.
Being able to give credit to those who deserve it while also being able to take the blame when you or those you were supposed to be leading mess up.
This guy that I work with over the summer named Mark. He's very hardworking. He's basically make sure everyone is doing their job when they need to, and that he makes sure they're doing it as efficient as possible.
2, setting an example. I think a big part of leadership is setting an example or modeling the way. It's a great way for people to see what they're supposed to be doing.
Making sure that you take care of yourself and are sort of responsible for your actions.
Be a role model.
Somebody that people look up to.
Leads by example.
They do above and beyond what a lot of the followers would do.
You are, I guess, an example for everyone else.
People look up to you and trust you.
We have this fishbowl effect as staff where everybody's always looking at you, and so it kind of makes you think twice before you do anything, even if you're not really currently as that role. You just kind of take better care of yourself and what you do.
3, interactions with followers. It's really important to cultivate a positive environment and a relationship. Leadership is about the interactions.
Encouraging people to do their best and to improve.
He will use whatever in his power to help other people.
Mutual respect.
Make sure that you know what you're doing, that you're giving 100%. You can't just point yourself leader to something and expect other people to follow if you're not setting a good precedent.
A good leader inspires people to share their own ideas and to work together with other people.
Let them know that you care.
Cooperation.
Let other people feel like their opinion matters.
You have to be able to say yes to their ideas in order to let them foster their own creativity, but you also have to know when to say no or that's enough.
Like a good leader makes everyone know that they are valuable.
You're getting to know them really well, not necessarily being like a family type of atmosphere, but still getting in pretty, as friends is pretty much the goal.
You need to adapt to other people's abilities of communicating, how they like to communicate, what they like to communicate about, and just always being open.
To be professional, but also casual.
You should always consider yourself just another worker trying to get everybody towards some kind of goal.
He's able to get very personal with the people who work under him and kind of develop that leader-follower relationship, in that they're just kind of friends, but he's in charge.
Leadership is all about relationships and building and maintaining relationships and mutual respect.
You have to be able to work with a variety of people and be able to stay calm under times of pressure.
Max Sala, he's a hall director and he does a great job. He's really personable and it's just great at his job. I think that a lot of the RAs and even the residents feel comfortable going ahead and talking to him about anything, whether it's life or academics or anything, and he's always a good person to be around.
4, decision making. Part of a leader's responsibility is to make decisions, and sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you have to make decisions that people won't like. Sometimes you have to use other people's ideas and give them credit. All decisions should be made for the benefit of the team.
You can't really be taking charge and making all the decisions. You actually do have to be humble and listen to others.
They look for input, get the ideas from others.
You have to have one person, or at the very least a group of people, who have the final say.
We always make decisions together.
Being able to delegate people.
To consider what would happen if we did make the decision or if we didn't, and how that would impact.
Your actions have consequences.
We make the hard decisions when no one else is comfortable doing so.
Sometimes you have to look at what your group can accomplish versus what you want to accomplish.
The ability to listen to other people's interpretations of information and then compile all of those into your own interpretation and make a decision based off of that you believe will lead to a good outcome.
Part 5. Putting the team first. The team has to be a priority.
Being a leader means putting your group before yourself.
We try to decide what's best for the whole team.
Being a leader, you're only as strong as your members as well, because they're the ones who contribute the ideas that you then put forth.
It helps to make sure that the people that are working under them have the easiest time possible achieving whatever it is they set out to do.
You have to try to figure out the best way to get them to where they want to be.
Teach others to be leaders as well.
Behind every great leader is an even greater team.
Look out for the people you're leading. So if you forget about them, then you're no leader at all.
They look out for the people who they are leading.
Showing others how to discover their potential.
Ultimately, it should benefit for everyone.
Interview, that was 1. Responsibility. 2. Setting an example. 3. Interactions with followers. 4. Decision making. And 5. Putting the team first.